Good night.
Chuggity chug. He's drunk as fuck.
As you can see, there's a bunch of juice over there. And recently I just made some mixed berry wine. And what I want to do is make some mixed berry wine, which is nothing but juice. Instead of using all the fruits and stuff like that, I figured I'd go out and just buy some, grape juice from concentrate that's been pasteurized and see what it compares to against the real fruits. I figured I'd give it a try and see what happens. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and get one of these bottles. So that way, some people that maybe want to experiment with wine making at home can experiment and know whereabouts they need to be without, using a hydrometer or all the tools that I've been using. So here we go. Alright, so here we go. I dumped a little bit of it out, so it's down to this bottom ring here. This is apple punch, which has got a little bit of everything in it. It's got apple juice concentrate, grape juice concentrate, cherry juice, orange juice. So it's a little of everything. Now what I'm going to do is take a hydrometer reading right at the beginning just to see what it is. Alright, so with no sugar in it whatsoever, 1.042, which is about a little over 5% by alcohol. So if you were to put yeast in it right now, that's what you'd get. It's a little over 5%. We want a little substantially more than that. That's like, I don't know, it's usually 2.5 in a beer in America. You go overseas, boy, I don't even want to get into that. But look, I'm going to go ahead and add a cup of sugar and we'll see where that puts it. So, need this. Dump this back in here. Here we go. Now the idea is to shake and get all the sugar off the bottom of it. So that's what we're doing now. Get it all shaken up in there. Looking real good. Alright. Shit, some more. Just to be safe. Alright, let's see what that does. Okay, so with 1 cup of water, it is now at 0.1072, which is just about just about 10% by alcohol, by volume. So, you're looking at a little bit stronger wine at this point. It would be a good place to, if you don't want to get too wasted on, I guess this is about half a gallon, 2 quarts. Yeah, well, 3 quarts. So 3 quarts, you could probably share between 2 people and get a pretty good little buzz going. But, you know what, I think I'd like to add 1 more, so let me go ahead and write this down so I remember what these are. Which I'm going to go about half a cup now because I don't want it to be, because if it went 5 and now it's almost 10, if I did it again it'd be about 15. I don't really want it that strong. I want it about 12.5. That's pretty ideal. That's about what a good bottle of wine is most of the time. If you look at them, they're 12.5 to 15. Usually anything over 20, I've noticed that, a lot of people don't want to drink it. Or, well, they do want to drink it. They'll get drunk, but I mean, if you got the company of other people that don't like to get drunk on that level, they're not going to want to drink it as much as say, like me, I know I like 20% wine, but not everyone does. So, with that in mind, we'll go ahead, I'll add about half, which it's marked inside this little cup. Let's see. All right. Close it up, shake it up one more time. All goes to the bottom, of course. This starting to get kind of full at the top again. Alright. We'll see what that does. Yeah, it's right at where it's supposed to be now, so 12.5, so just that little bit more. So what you want to do is just, when you fill up your cups, just fill them up just where they got that little bubble going on top. That'll probably make it about right. Of course, it's a 3-quart, so keep that in mind. You need to grab a 3-quart bottle. I mean, if you grab a 2-quart and you try and put a cup and a half in there, you're going to have much stronger wine. Which some people, they won't care about. Others, you know, hey, maybe. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is add some nutrients, which I'm trying to do everything from the point of home, so that way, you know, if you want to go along and do this yourself, you've got all the ingredients in your house more or less. You may have to go and pick up something, but you don't have to buy any equipment. You don't need a bucket, you don't need a carboy, you don't really need any of those things. But what I got here is I went along and I chopped up some raisins. And they're, you know, pretty well chopped up. I chopped them up off camera to start off with. But what I do is I put about 25 in there, 20 to 25, so there we go. Alright. So now you've got your nutrients that you need. The only thing left, of course, is to add your yeast, which I'm not going to add this yeast because I got another project coming up, but I do have some yeast coming from the store here later today. So once it gets here, I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so now here we are. We're back to the original brew here. And I got myself my yeast. Nice Red Star. I already cut one packet off, but it's Red Star, just like they make the wine yeast I normally use, but this is from the store. This is from Save-A-Lot. So you can go to Save-A-Lot, buy the same type of yeast in which I use for my wine yeast. So hey, you're good to go. Now this wine yeast here is gluten-free, so for all them gluten-free freaks that are out there on this, like the Atkins diet back in the day, you know, and that bullshit where you stop eating just one thing and wonder why you lose weight, but then all of a sudden start getting sick. Yeah, that situation. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But alright, so anyway, here's your yeast. It's cheaper than wine yeast. But all you got to do, simply cut it open. Open this up. I'll pour about half of it in here. There we go. Alright. Now on these bottles, I've come to notice there's something special about them. Like, they get to a certain point where you can squeeze them, like so, and it'll let air out, but it won't let air back in. Get to that magical point, and that's where you want to be. Let me go ahead. There we go. I found it. So. There it was. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put tape on it, and it's going to blow all the air out as it, of course, ferments, but it's not going to let air suck back in, and that's why you want to squeeze it to that certain point. See, I'll squeeze it out again. And it's just at that special point. See, look, it's sticking. It won't let out. But it'll let air out, but it won't let air back in. That's where you want it to be. You tape it up right there. Just put a piece of tape over it so it won't move, and you're good to go. In about a week, maybe 10 days, I'm going to go along and transfer it to a different bottle. And go ahead and get all the sediment out. Then I'm going to let it sit for about, a little over a month or something. And by that time it should all be eaten up and I can drink it. It's good to go. I didn't need, a hydrometer. Well, I used a hydrometer to show you guys, but, hey, 3 quarts, 1.5 cups of sugar, which more or less a half a cup per quart on this type of juice. There's several different juices out there, so if I went along and did a bunch of different juices, I could probably go along and put up a scale and get it going in that direction. But I'd say I'm pretty safe from where I'm stating that it's at right now. So there you go. You got your brew. You're ready to go. Like I said, raisins, yeasts, sugar. It's pretty simple. This was all bought from the store. You don't need anything special. And hey, you got everything right here, and it didn't cost you but a few bucks. You got your own wine. You put this up in the closet, forget about it for a while, which I wouldn't recommend. I would put some glass underneath in case it foams over or something. You don't want it to sit on carpet or wood. Got concrete here. I can scrub it up if it's done, but yeah, I'm gonna put it in a box and close it up, and I'm gonna forget about it. And once I strain it, I'm gonna forget about it, and that'll be the end of it. Come back to it and drink it, and I'll let you guys know what it tastes like. Alright, here's the prison brew a few days later. It was a lot foamier yesterday, but you see the raisins starting to float. Now here's a notation on the raisins. You don't have to use them. I probably watched about 30 different YouTube videos on this. I've seen people do it several different ways. I've seen, people use raisins, not use raisins, use, other types of fruit. Some people crushed this up, boiled it in water, and dumped it in there. Me, I just put them in there whole. Because, it's the quickest, easiest way to go about it. But here it is. This is what it's looking like right now. Which, like I said, I just opened it up to the point you just barely hear it hissing as it comes out. And that's just about where you want it. I'm not going to put an airlock on it because I know most people don't have one that are doing it from a home location. So that's pretty much it. Also, a notation is all the youngsters on my page that aren't 21 years old. Most of them, especially like relatives and stuff, your parents are going to watch this too. So don't go to your room and try and do this and keep it hidden, because they will find it and you will get grounded or in trouble. So, I did my part. I covered my half. I tried to be the responsible one here. So keep that in mind. All right. I'll keep brewing if you keep viewing.